What's up, everyone? So I'm making a video today about Nikola, Draftkings, and Airlines. Now, Airlines, because we saw the run up towards the middle to end of the week, and then Nikola and Draftkings. Small comparison. Draftkings don't really want to go into too much detail, but I want to bring them up because they have something similar going on as Nikola. With the charts, not really like the companies, nothing to do with each other. But so yeah, Nikola, I want to talk about them because in this last week is when we saw the acquisition or the merger, the ticker symbol change. And if you were like looking at it since last week, it already had a good run up and then just sold off after everyone bought in. And then what was expected was a ticker change, and I believe it was last Tuesday. Yeah, Monday came in that ticker change was the vote was gonna go through, and then Tuesday I believe that's when the vote did go through, so we were seeing like the high 30s, and then once the vote did go through, people sold off, and okay, I guess less interest, and then once the ticker symbol changed, there's more interest and more buyers, and it just stayed around this range like high 30s, mid 30s, so. There's been comments or people saying that this is value too high, shouldn't be this high, but the way I see this right now is that they became IPO'd at a pretty good time when a lot of the stocks are down and recovering, because if they were to IPO before the market dipped, like somewhere like mid-March or like beginning of March down to like mid-March. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong date, but yeah. Well, you get what I mean. Yeah, we would have seen a dip and then recovery, but they already IPO'd on the way to recovery, so they're most likely going to hold this value mid 30s, maybe even back into the 20s. So, and or people just lose interest and sell off, and we'll see the low 10s like it was before it was announced that they're going to become Nikola. Now, the reason I have Draftkings is because it's the same deal. They became IPO'd, or they changed the ticker symbol before the market dipped. After the market dipped. It used to be DEAC, the acquisition corp, and then when the market dipped, DEAC dipped as well, and it reached the low 10s. And then somewhere around somewhere around March is when they were doing the shareholders vote and announced the acquisition was complete, and then the ticker change would be somewhere around this time. And ever since, it was actually pretty perfect timing for them to become IPO, because a lot of stuff was on the lows, so there's a lot of buying interest, and they've been climbing it ever since. And then also with the economy opening up and sports coming back, it's been a pretty good speculative stock to buy. And I had some shares, but I sold in the mid 20s simply because I did not see any like a resistance or support. I wasn't sure what share price is supposed to be floating around, especially after they were valued, like had an valuation of $3 billion. Once they shot up here, I think they reached up to like 10 billion valuation with like this share price. It was just too high for me, so I'm waiting to see what kind of share value they float at, and then I'll probably buy back in. But yeah, this is what I had in comparison for Nikola and Draftkings. It's like they IPO'd when we're in recovery, so they're most likely going to keep on climbing or just kind of stabilizing. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I see for Nikola. Pretty much staying around this share price. I don't really see them falling so much down to like the low 20s or below that anymore. But then again, you never know. So I want to talk about the airlines. So Boeing, Delta, Southwest, and American Airlines. If you were watching them, if you're holding anything, calls or shares, then you're probably happy this whole week. And what's interesting is if you look at each of their charts. So here's Boeing. I was already on Boeing. Okay, so yeah, Boeing. Look at this. Look at the run up. Okay, so you have middle of the week, Thursday, then Friday kicks in, and starts to like sell off a little bit towards the end. Then you have Delta, same exact pattern. Southwest, little bit more of a sell off towards the end, but looks the same. And American Airlines was the last one to take off, but it did. And yeah, so if you're playing any of these, if you're holding since last week, or if you hadn't had any call options, then you made a pretty good percentage. Boeing, we know that one took off because they announced their 737 production was going to resume. I feel like it moved off the space launch. I feel like it gained some traction off of that. And then, of course, I think the most recent one was the like TUIA deal was still in effect. That wasn't canceled. And then the last one being that Amazon is going to lease 7 more cargo planes. So that helped out their share value a lot. I think it gained like $35 billion to their market capital. And yeah, so they're pretty much on the road to recovery. But be careful because, let's see if I can zoom in right here. So we know they dipped, but when they first dipped, they came to like the $95 range something. Let's see, 1 second. Yeah, 95. Went straight up and then came right back down, and then just been following that pattern ever since. Now here we go in the last week or last month, they just went straight up. And now they're already past this point right here, but from where they're at, I don't see this coming straight up like this anymore. If anything, we might get something more like this. We might get that kind of shape now. But before we see that, I feel like we'll see. Let me grab this. We'll see like a slight dip right here, and then a run up like that. So, same for all the other airlines because they're following the same pattern. You see when the market dipped, it shot up and then came down, and it's just been fluctuating. And then for like the last month, it ran up, and I feel like it's going to be having the same motion. So overall, like, I think we'll start to see it stabilize like that. But before we see it do that, I think we're going to see this right here, like a little correction, and then so like a little correction, and after that, no, I want to move that one. Okay, so yeah, like a little correction, and then we'll start to see that. Pretty much, I'm gonna believe it's gonna head that way simply because of the confidence the market's giving the economy right now, and pretty much everyone's urged to get back out there and travel, go out and eat, and I guess businesses getting to work again. So a lot of businesses have flights. So yeah, and so that's Delta. And yeah, if you look at Southwest, same deal. Actually, there's more. Dang, there's just kept going down. Yeah, Southwest took a big hit, and I believe they're one of the better airlines too. But yeah, they're close to 40 now, so same deal. I believe we'll see. Probably this next week up until Wednesday, we'll see this right here, like a small correction, and then after that, we should probably see like it stabilize, like slow down, not really shoot up anymore, and just take off like that. But then again, once we get to July and August for Q2, it'll be interesting. And yeah, so yeah, Southwest and then American, of course, last week towards the end, I think Thursday and Friday, it just took off. Yeah, we need to see I feel like we need to see a correction before it keeps on climbing, simply because it's already done that. It's done it a lot. So you'll have when it first dipped, it bounced, And it's just been doing that. A climb, comes back down, a climb, comes back down. Now this is a big climb, similar to this one right here. So it's not going to come all the way down like this, but yeah, I feel like it should be coming down somewhat. Oh, snaps. So yeah, after this whole run up, yeah, because I mean the economy opening back up or a lot of things opening back up. So yeah, that's what caused this run up right here. But before we continue any further, same deal as the other airlines. I think we need to see this right here. A small correction. Not that anything bad is going to happen, but simply enough people bought in, and typically what happens is they sell, whoever bought on the lows, they just start to sell, and yeah, then after that I think we'll start to see it headed that way. And then these run-ups are similar to earning reports. People will start to buy in a lot, and then once it reaches a certain point, after what we expect happens, people will lock in profit, and then it'll just kind of like stabilize from there. So yeah, that's what I have for this video. Nikola, Draftkings, their small comparison on their share value, and then Boeing and the airlines of how they ran up this weekend, how I think they'll pretty much continue for the rest of the month until the middle of July, when Q2 reports start to come out, starting off with a big group of banks, and then following them is going to be other companies. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah, I feel like they'll run for the rest of the month, and then yeah, July, we'll see what happens. Now, this is not financial advice. I don't recommend you trade any of the stocks that we talked about, or make any choices based off of what this information that I'm kind of going over. So yeah, just do your own due diligence and look into these stocks yourself. I'm just going over information that has been out there and kind of just showing it with the charts. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.